Hey everyone, it's Creable here. I'm back with another 7 Grassy commentary this time. A community commentary featuring God of Arc and Cornflake. Have a handful of these stacked up, just some really interesting specs that I've saved over the last few weeks of playing. And this is super interesting. Yeah, happy to get into it. Also, I'm not sure if I know the full book for each of these guys, but what I might do just as an experiment for this first video is put the partial book in there, because I'm not 100% sure. Maybe they don't reveal all the spells. Let me know in the comments if you'd like me to put the partial book if I don't know all the spells, or if just, don't post the books at all if you don't know all the spells. Which would you prefer? So this is interesting. 7G, like I said, Cornflake brings out the Blood Bank, turn 1, so maybe that indicates that he doesn't have flight, but he could also have flight, not sure. And then he brings out the Pixies, and it's like, okay, what is he cooking up here? I'm not so sure exactly. There is only a few ways that you can really use Pixies in a 7G match. One of them, I guess, being, full light, maybe to drain up, once you use your familiar. Who knows? Or maybe just to have another minion that can use Sphere of Healing. So God of Arc also has the Blood Bank, so potentially no flight, although could also be flighted, Blood Bank is typically good with no flight books. You'll see drain and no flight books when you have like maybe minion heavy books like, it has Frost Giant and Sylph, or maybe Sanctuary, double tower books where you can drain a lot of minions for health. But otherwise, no flight strategy is kind of just like get your bank out, and then if your opponent leaves it alive, you just go and do a bunch of damage. Rush them down. So here, Cornflake uses Prot, and then we get a tower from God of Arc. And now it's like, okay, maybe he does have flight, because Prot does have a lot of synergy with flight too. But again, doesn't really rule it out, and we see here Screaming Skulls. Very interesting play there. So we actually see a 7G strategy where Pixies is viable somehow. And you could use other minions too, but Pixie's just a triple summon, and so the Screaming Skulls, they give 15 damage. Base, which is not a lot, but if you have a minion out, you get 15 additional damage. And each minion increases your damage by 15. So with 3 minions out, you're going to do 60 damage, and it's infinite. You just get to spam it over and over and over. And now it's 7G, so that, God of Arc doesn't have time to kill this Pixie in one turn, kill this Pixie in one turn, kill this Pixie in one turn. So he has to come up with another strategy, and that strategy is to Ice Bomb Stick. In the comments, let me know how many hit points do you think this is going to do? How much damage? Let's see. Taking a little bit of time. Goes all the way to 180. And kills the Pixie. Gets Pine Coned off. Boom. That does 120, that Ice Bomb. If my quick math is right. Okay, this potentially could be losing. You lob a Mega Boulder. I love my Mega Boulders. That's an easy win there. I know that Cornflake would go for that if he had it. Okay, doesn't appear to have it, so that Skyray doesn't really do full damage. And okay, God of Arc probably has some sort of rush book. He's going to just spam his mushrooms and gets Bill down to 130, so they both have Ray, which is interesting. Prot and Ray and Pixies in a flightless book. Very unique by Bill. Slim Bill is also Cornflake. So, okay, he's trapped. He's going to have to get out. He actually... Oh, there's a trick to go through, to ult through the tree and use skulls. Very cool. Didn't expect that. I'll show it to you guys, the specific angle that you need. So, something like this. And then, let's see how many ticks it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 ticks, I believe. You don't want it to be touching the tree. And a good way to think about it is basically alt, like your trajectory of the trajectory of your ball or arrow or whatever is going to start at the beginning of that indicator where it turns red. So it just bypasses all the terrain that's before the power bar begins. And so if I try to aim it through this, big branch here, I'm still going to hit terrain. There's that, green branch in the way. So I have to have it where it's going to go through this brown part here. And it happens to be this angle closest to the tree. If my sandbox seems to be correct? My sandbox grinding, and it does. Okay, I get that off. Anyway, just wanted to show you guys that. So can be a potential option for you know, any rusher. You can use it with any projectile that's relatively, you know, small sized. Like Clock, for example, doesn't fit through. Mega Boulder I haven't tested, but Fireball fits, like Shock Bomb fits, Drain Bolt, you know, Fire Arrow, Screaming Skulls. So Spear, I'm not 100% sure. I haven't tested that just yet. I think it does. Oh, okay. It actually doesn't. But you can fit Spear through an Ice Shield, so you just kind of have to do trial and error to figure out what fits and what doesn't. Anyway, nice tempo build there from Cornflake with the Screaming Skulls. Okay. Yes, Clock Towering, and then just spamming his mushrooms like I had been saying. Mushrooms are common in rush books because the idea is, okay, if your opponent brings a rush book and say maybe you get turn 2, then you're going to try to counteract it by, you know, counteract their DPS by just spamming your mushrooms once they become available. So that is a strategy that God of Arc is employing right now. Basically, he's going to out-heal himself and continue the pressure. He tries to go for the Clock. Well, he really went with the rush. Ice Bomb, Cuckoo Clock. Yeah, lots of damage in this book. So, okay. Cornflake's just going to tower out. And here, I mean, I guess you could just probably Pebble, but you're kind of even with Cornflake here. So you Pebble, you know, he hits you out of flight, and then if you have Mega, you might be able to win. If he hits you out of flight, you're maybe lethal after Pinecone. So he has to be careful here. Okay, he dispositions a little bit better to discourage the lob. But Cornflake's able to get up. Is he going to Pinecone him off? He doesn't. Okay, he goes for the Arcane Bomb. Does that get him all the way to the side, though? It does. It does, and it sinks him. Holy shit. He teleports on his bank. Another subtle thing. Often, if you're needing health, teleporting on your bank can be good, because when your bank dies, it heals you. Typically, in a just quote-unquote normal, most situations, you want to teleport away from your bank. You want that to stay alive so that you can, maybe later in the game, it's still alive and you pressure your opponent with damage, and then you get some percentage of healing from it. That's how bank works. But if you're low, you can use it as kind of a buffer. You can say, oh, like technically God of Arc is mega lethal here. 109. Mega can do 109 fairly easily, but he's not mega lethal if he teleports next to his blood bank, because he's going to get healing that's going to counteract it. Hope that makes sense. But yeah, like I said, the Pixies are still out. He just killed one with the Ice Bomb, but still does 45 damage off cooldown. Or not off cooldown, but just infinite, basically, is what I meant to say. So, okay, they both have Ray, and yeah, he's just spamming this. Easy 45 damage. Okay, down to 8 health. He has to go for something. 2 jumps. Long jump. 2 high jumps. The lob. Bounce, bounce, bounce. 4 bounces. Oh, dude. 119. 119 Ice Bomb. Oh my god. And it wasn't one of those like, oh, you set it up with Ice Shield, you do a soft, easy lob, and it's an easy 150 to kill. He was like, not cross map, but very difficult angle. He had his Pixie in the way. He bounced it off the tree and then off the second tree near Cornflake. 4 bounces to get that Ice Bomb off and sticks it to him. If he doesn't hit that, he loses the game. 8 HP, absolute clutch. Short video for y'all today. Also, leave a like and drop a sub if you enjoyed the not new mic, but I'm recording in OBS now. So I had previously recorded an Xbox game bar and it compressed the audio super hard, and I learned that, so I went to OBS because I also started streaming, and so hopefully the quality is quite a bit clearer and you can reap the benefits of the studio mic that I've had for so long that has just been compressed to hell by Xbox Game Bar. Anyway, hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Peace.